All right, today I wanted to do something cool, right? Because it's been on my mind ever since I watched that movie with my brother. It was so cool. Like, it was like legitness cool. But I was thinking about this a lot. And for those who are uh, into the law of attraction, quantum physics, spirituality, the spiritual realm, this is for you. I like you. You're gonna love it. I recommend you guys watching that movie with Denzel Washington is in it, and it got me thinking about a lot of things that normally people don't think about. Actually, normally people don't think about anything. Like usually they Bob Proctor say that only 2% 97% don't think. Only 3% think they think, and only 2% people um, they think. Um, Now, I've been thinking about this a lot, and I was watching this video that I disagree with because a lot of people use. I guess they always try to use a scientific way of viewing things. Nothing wrong with that, right? Like they were trying to explain where this girl she got paralyzed and she saw this um like creepy things, but they're using it from the left brain analyzed point of view, and I disagree with it because it could be actual projection. Because in my experience, in the way that I experience life is vastly different from many average people, unless the average person are aware around their surroundings and how that their inner world could actually affect the the external world if they understood what caused it, because most often time people use the physical sense. Oftentimes the physical sense is very limiting, right? And that's the only thing that you can see. No, that's why when people say realistic or be realistic, because they're using the physical data that enter the ears and their eyes, and what happened that stopped them from creating their imagination. See, the imagine, I hate the word sky's the limit because you're putting a limit to the sky, but the sky has no limit. And even still, if I say the universe is the limit, but maybe there is beyond the universe. You get what I'm saying, right? So this movie is it's very fascinating that they so deja vu, right? Anybody ever had deja vu before or ever heard of this um, word before? You probably heard it before, and in your mind you probably think, is it real or maybe it's fake? But to each and everybody experience, maybe they have experienced before. Well, I don't know what I experienced, but when I was a kid, when uh, I was in fifth grade, that night my mom told me not to go trick or treating because she got scared that something might happen. All the horror story about trick or treating, where they poison the candies or do something horrible. Because that's I think that's after um 9/11 or something before. So so I didn't listen because my it was my friend family. I'm going with them and with my sister too. We went trick or treating, so we went trick or treating to get some candies, right? Now, if you want to know about trick or treating, Halloween is actually new. It's only 100 years old. There's a reason before it, because these industry or Halloween industry, they can make money of making costume. That's what they figure out. Because I was watching when it was Halloween, I was watching a documentary on Halloween. Right, it's very interesting. You should watch it. Maybe I should leave the link below for you to watch Halloween. Right, and so we went to trick or treating, and there was this house. Right, I was wearing. I guess because I was watching, the movie, um, scary movie with it's like I know what you did last summer, right? And I was wearing Halloween costume with a bloody skull, but I put the bloody skull reverse it back in my head, and just wearing the outfit of the whatever that thing. And so we ring the doorbell, and I remember they were about to give the candy, but there was this dog, right? The dog came downstairs and running. I guess it was trying to protect its owner, or it was scared or something. I don't know, because we were wearing costumes. I don't know. It was Halloween. What happened is they, so they, the dog got out and we got scared. Everybody got scared, and I think it bit my sister. It bit my sister, but then it went after me. So I think I was in the stairs and it grabbed me. And when it grabbed me, I was a kid. Remember, I was a kid, and it was very scary, right? I thought it was a nightmare. I thought there was a dream, and it would bit me and it pulled me. I remember the feeling was so horrible that I was so scared for my. I thought I don't know if I was gonna die, but like it was like that dog um, had a string. It pulled me, right, and um, I couldn't pull away. It was so strong. Like it was gripping me, and I was like, "Wow!" I was so scared. I don't even know what happened. And so the dog let go, you know, and then um, I guess I got off. I think in my mind, I think it ate my uh the I mean it chewed part of my arm out, my left arm, because so it chewed part of my arm out, and when I got up, I was holding my hand, like I was using my right hand and holding it, and all I could see was blood dripping out of my. That's kind of graphic, but blood was dripping, and I saw my white bone. It was scary as shit, man. I don't even know what's happening, and I was screaming, and blood was dripping, and yeah, that day it was scary. And when we went to the ambulance, and then we went to the hospital, I remember I was in the stretcher, right? It was weird, right? It's like I had like a split moment, right? Split moment of time where I was like, hey, and I had that feeling, right? And I said to myself, I was like, oh, I went here before, or like something like deja vu happened, like maybe this scene happened before. I don't know. So that's the understanding. The what's it called? The Wikipedia said is the feeling that one has lived through the present situation before. Now Wikipedia and also left brain people, logic people believe that it's not true. But however, most of the world, most of people who are using logic or even the school system, thinking that this supernormal, paranormal doesn't really happen in life. But if they understood that there are experiences that one has, you cannot explain it, then it's like this, right? When people try to explain from using, the memories in the brain, it's like, no, it's something is there because we know for a fact that we can use our energy to influence and penetrate all time and space to um, get the universe to align with our dreams and goals. We know that will happen, and I've proven that myself over and over time. Every time I do this, um, they call it serendipity, right? When you try to find something, good things happen, and then you find other event that attract to you, that come into your space. That is the magnetic power within our human body. But there is something there that the human being that who are sleeping through life aren't aware. If they realize they're sleeping through life, they should wake up and that this is all a dream. Anyway, so the movie Deja Vu by Denzel Washington, he's a detective, and something happened in that movie, and it tripped me up because it's like, whoa, so they're using this technology, right? and they're trying to, because in that scene, I don't want to ruin the movie, but I still want to like talk about it because it's so cool. Like in that scene, the victim, the girl has died, and so now they're in this weird thingamajig where this is a machine. It can angulate. It's using a satellite, whatever. It, but it's fascinating. It's At first you think that it's just a recording. For me anyway, I thought it was a recording, and it can angulate and look at other people's like it can like Google Images and or Google Map whatever, and it can angulate. But then Denzel Washington, because they were trying to find clues to how the what happened at the scene. I don't know. I can say the thing without being in trouble because uh, YouTube is really freaking crazy, and I think they need to fix that. But that's the point. The point is, the girl who had died was alive in that scene, but it is in the other um, on the screen, right? And Denzel Washington said, "How's this happening?" And so, but then as they watched longer, he fell in love with her, but he found out something that they're not telling him, and that this is one of my favorite scenes. He took the laser beam and he pointed at the screen, and the laser happened in the past. Well, so they're watching in the past, right? So it's something happening, right? And it actually went through time and space in the past. And he was like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And he told him how to explain it. And the guy tried to explain it like they created this weird wormhole that you can view it from the past only 4 days, right? And that got me thinking that what if we can influence the past? So there is a theory called retro retrocausality, right? They said that is the idea that the future can influence the past. Now, this got me thinking, can we actually get the present moment or the future to influence our past? That got me thinking a lot. I want to think about this, right? Could we do it? Could we influence the past? Now, most people say, no, you can't because it's always moving forward, right? Well, it's like this, right? In the law of attraction space, they said that in present moment, you can cause your energy to send out a vibration either in the present time or the future time. It will come to you because the energy that you give off, right? Now that got me thinking, what if we can cause the present moment or the future moment to influence and portray and penetrate the past? Um, because in my mind, in the world that we live in, that a there's a secret thing that I felt that as I go on my journey, I felt that there is something there that um it awoke me to, that led me to this journey of mine, thinking that what if most people haven't used their uh, technology. They call it in what Greg Barton, they talk about that we human beings have this technology within us to influence the future by our thoughts and emotion alone. And the way we create these thoughts and emotion is to create the probability, the imaginable future that we want for ourselves. And by us imagining and accept that to be true, we cause the event and circumstance to happen. And that what tripped me up, because what if we can influence? What if it's like this, right? It got me thinking, right? What if what I'm saying, what I'm putting out to the universe or my video, what if what I'm writing down or it has an effect on that? It's like this, right? It's like how we talk about the higher self. What if the higher self is us? Or maybe we are the future self and we're sending a message from our energy to the past. That's kind of crazy, right? In the quantum mechanics world, I still remember it to this day, that there was a sentence that say, because I was downloading from the computer on Google, Google Academy, as Kevin said, that it said that the past, present, and future all simultaneously working at the same time. And you thinking, what if we can influence not only our future but our past? That's crazy, right? But then again, in the uh, anybody who watch the Butterfly Effect, right, with Ashton Kutcher, that got me thinking too. Like every time he go to the past he change um, himself and he get into worse situation, right? And nothing can be changed. And sometimes, see, the thing is, even if you try to change the past, most of the world, right? Because this is what I got from Bob Proctor, and when I was watching the interview in the DVD, and he talked about that he like him, like all the things that you went through, right? The pain, the the thing that you went through, um, uh, you wouldn't be who you are today. But if you try to change certain aspect, certain um, uh, things about the past, the person you are now, you wouldn't have the knowledge. You wouldn't. You try to shortcut and something will replace it, right? Could be, right? And so I saw the quote. I think it's very interesting. The Butterfly Effect, the quote is either by Ashton Kutcher, I don't know who said it, but you cannot change people or who you cannot change people or who they are without destroying who they were. So if you go into the past, let's talk about this, right? If you go into the past and change who you are, just you tell everything, you write down what happened, all the event, all the all the journey that you went through, the universe or whatever trying to help you to become stronger, more wiser, more um, more understanding of life, to be able to uplift, to pull people up from that. But without you going through that, wouldn't you have able to uplift people who went through what you went through? Because in life you need a certain type of pain, and most people, including myself, the pain that we went through was it could be the hardest thing that you ever could went through, whatever that circumstances to you. For me, it was that day, that day in 2011, that was the hardest day of my life. I never knew that I could feel that pain. That pain was so unbearable that I don't know when it was gonna go away. It took me like 2 3 years to, even then I don't know. I didn't even know that it could like be gone, but that pain was so horrible. But it could help so many others that went through now or maybe in the future. Whatever you went through now or in the past could help many people to make them say, hey, you know, I understand it because I went through it, and that no matter how many dark days you have, that there's you know how like they say there's the light at the end of the tunnel. That everything you ever thought that won't happen, that you think that no good things happen to you, that life uh, life is, you have you have what they call it, you've been dealt with a card, and it's how you play the card, as Randy Posh said, right? And I believe that it's no matter where you came from, no matter what circumstances, whatever harsh environment you went through, the moment that it see, the thing is, every pain that you went through, it was to help you to get where you are heading, to help you to prepare for the next moment to come, as Oprah Winfrey said. Because I understood her message. Her message, even though most people might not get it, her message come from a spiritual. Um, Even Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey, I was watching where he was talking about how people are, even though he was on the, was it Jimmy Kimmel or something, and he was talking, yeah, people are being they're trying to get you to distract by watching funny video, funny laughing video or something to distract you from your main goals or purpose or dreams in life. And I think that is true because most people aren't trying to live live from their purpose, right? And one day they have to realize that the time that they spent will be gone. Like there's no going back. The time that they could have spent making of themselves, they could have become something that they're proud to be. And I ask you, are you proud to be who you are today? Are you proud? If not, then maybe it's time to change that direction. It's time to change the direction where you're heading to, whatever that may be. And maybe, um, hopefully, when you achieve that and live your purpose, hopefully you can, not hopefully, but you will pull people up from where you are. That is the whole purpose of life. The whole purpose of life is to be able to impact the world for the better. Because we each individuality is a part of the universe, that we are part of each other, that we are connected with each other, that there is something there. I think that we often human miss that there is something that there is a creative moment, creative power, creative um, that our human existence have meanings, that we are important, that we're here to do something good for the world. I don't care what it is. Like I think that we miss, because oftentimes we think about ourselves. I think that's just why the I hate the school system. Nothing wrong with that, but they teach us about selfishness. That we they they don't get you thinking about how to serve humanity at large. You don't have to serve humanity at large scale. It's just that what that school doesn't teach you that you're a powerful human being within the scope that you could unleash the potential within you, whatever that is, except because, the adults of the world are sleepwalking and that they need to wake up. And, people say, wait, I am adult too, but I'm saying from a point of view that we've trained the kids to think that they are powerless and that they have no influence. Maybe when they're a kid, but they do have innate ability to change the world. I remember I was watching Brian London Rose interviewing Seth Guru, right? It's quite interesting what he said, and it still affect me because I still think about that. Seth Guru, what Brian Rose said to, so Seth Guru said he'll give the program for free for the 20-year-olds, and he'll charge older folks or whatever. And Brian Rose said, why? Why do that? And this has stuck me to this day. Said Guru, he said, because you're the future of our world. Because the kids, whatever we're feeding their mind through the news, the what they watch, they're influencing. See, the thing is, people don't understand that their mind, whatever they put in their mind, will influence not only the present moment, but the future moment to come. So if we can direct them to a good place to to realize their potential, to lift them up from wherever they are, to do good in the world, I think that we all can do that. But we derail these kids and we start brainwashing. People are brainwashing them with these. Nothing wrong with it. I like it too. I like. I love being enjoy time with watching. You know, movies, laughable movies. But whatever you put in your mind, it's whatever you output in the world. There is no. See, the thing is, people got it wrong. The only reason they're outputting is what's in their mind and brain. When they output, the output is what in their brain. So whatever people have the garbage in their mind, they have to throw the garbage out. Your brain is like your hardware, and you need to upgrade that hardware. And take that's why the belief system that you have, it's a software or something that you upgrade. You need to upgrade that to change the way that we act, think, and behave toward ourselves, towards the world, and what we put in our eyes, um, and in our ears, because these are the data that the brain interpret, and it will influence you, and then it will influence uh, the external world, right? That all makes sense. All right, I hope that you should give this movie a chance. It got me thinking. It only remind me of what Tom Cruise. I can't remember. There was a movie with Tom Cruise that he had to live through. He had this. Tom Cruise had this power because of this alien thing, and he lived over and over again. But I can't remember the name right now. But it was really good. And then the movie Interstellar. It's great. Like, it was Interstellar is the greatest movie for sci-fi movies. That's pretty much it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.